So the first day of the DNC, the Democratic National Convention, was yesterday, and boy, was it a horror show to watch. The Democratic Party, the left, regurgitated the same things that they have been running their campaign on, is that Trump is a threat to democracy, which is completely false, and that Trump is going to take away the female's choice to abortion, which is also completely false. Now, let's look at back at the first thing. Oh, Trump is a threat to democracy. They didn't talk about the fact that, they had pro-Palestinian supporters outside of the United Center. No, they didn't cover that at all. They didn't talk about the fact that you had to show ID just to get into the building, but the fact that they have an open border policy, importing millions of illegal immigrants into this country, trying to get them voter rights without having an ID. So let me get this straight. You need an ID, you need a license to operate a vehicle, you need an ID to go into a liquor store or to go to a club, but you don't need an ID to vote and have an impact in one of the most important elections of all time. Make it make sense, but it doesn't to the Democrats at all. They're completely hypocritical and full of shit. So a lot of stuff that they talked about, again, same old regurgitated stuff. Other thing that they didn't talk about, they didn't talk about really inflation. They would say, hey, we're going to try to make it affordable. But meanwhile, the reason why we're in such a financial wreck is because of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That administration is responsible for the disasters, inflation that the middle class is suffering. They want to lie and say, hey, inflation is down to 3% when it just went down from 9% to like 6%. Everybody who's a middle-class American working citizen is still telling you, hey, eggs is too expensive, groceries are too expensive, milk is too expensive, meat is too expensive, gas is too expensive, rent is still expensive, mortgages are still expensive. Every bill that they have under their name is still too damn expensive. They don't want to talk about the fact that how they're going to fix it plan by plan. They just say, hey, we're going to do whatever we can to bring it down, but don't talk about the fact that it went up under the Joe Biden and Kamala Harris administration. Let's look at abortion. Many times, Donald Trump has always been support of abortion. He said multiple times he will never have a national abortion ban. He will never sign a national abortion ban. But if you believe Kamala Harris and what she says, she keeps repeating the same thing, that Trump wants to sign and have a national abortion ban in the United States, when that's simply false. He never said that. If anything, Roe v. Wade was overturned when Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were in the White House. It got overturned under their administration. Now, yes, Trump appointed those judges to help make that decision, but at the end of the day, there's been a lot of politicians, both Democrat and Republicans, who wanted Roe v. Wade overturned. Roe v. Wade simply gave the power back to the states to have their own abortion. Okay, because Donald Trump said it multiple times, it's a state by state cases. The federal government should not be intervening in a person's female autonomy with their body. Now, I said this multiple times. I am pro-abortion because there are instances where a woman gets raped, she gets sexually assaulted, or she's not financially stable to have a baby. That should be up to her and the parent or the person that she has sex with choice. Donald Trump has never, ever been against abortion. He said the power should go back to the states. When you go to an abortion clinic, you don't go to the federal government to get an abortion. You go to your local or state official clinic. That's how it should be. Now, obviously, yes, more conservatives who are red wing, who are Republicans, have more the Christian belief. It's like, oh, you can't kill a life. How dare you do that? You don't know what that life is going to turn out to be. But at the end of the day, you do not know what it takes to raise a family, to raise a kid. That's going to fall on said individual. And if they don't want to go through that, or they're not mentally prepared, financially prepared, physically prepared, emotionally prepared to go through that, they should have that choice. And again, as I said, there are very serious reasons why there need to be an abortion. But Donald Trump has said it multiple times. He catches flack from the Republican Party because he supports abortion. A lot of them don't support abortion, especially those who are in a very, very red state. But he supports abortion. He just said, hey, the power should go back and be regulated to the states, because when you go get an abortion, you don't go to the federal government, you don't go to the Supreme Court to get it done, you don't go to Washington D.C. to get it done, you go to your local state clinic to get that abortion. So therefore, it should be up to them, okay? Because look at this, the federal government's already involved in when you buy a house, it's already involved in when you register a car, it's already involved in when you get married. So why do they need to be involved in what you decide to do with your own body when it comes to having a baby or not? They shouldn't. All right, let them have some privacy to yourselves. But again, they're going to run in that lie. And another lie that they came up with talk about, oh, Donald Trump is a threat to democracy. Meanwhile, they're the ones who are importing millions of illegal immigrants here into this country, trying to replace the black vote, giving them all citizenship, housing, free clothes, free healthcare, free education. Meanwhile, the middle class working citizens have to suffer, pay taxes just to get those same resources that they're given to the illegals for free. They're trying to make it easier for them to stay in power. They're the ones who are the real threat to democracy, because guess what? If you say anything against the left democratic views, they're going to try to get you censored. They're going to try to get you taken off social media. They're the real ones who do not want freedom of speech. They only support freedom of speech if it aligns with their views. If it doesn't align with their views, they will try to get you taken off social media. Look at example what happened in 2020 with the whole COVID pandemic. A lot of people who were forced to take the vaccine shots talked about their horrible experience after them taking the shots. Guess what? Google was taken down. You couldn't find any articles. Facebook was taking down posts. Instagram was taking down posts. YouTube was taking down posts. All because of the left Democrats say, hey, we can't have people posting their severe reactions after we forced them to take the shots. That doesn't sound like democracy to me. That sounds like dictatorship. When you censor people based off the things that they have to say, that's dictatorship. That's censorship at its highest. So please stop falling for the bullshit that they say. They didn't talk about the pro-Palestinian supporters outside of the United Center. They didn't talk about the fact that they had to build high-foot fences and barricade the United Center, keeping the pro-Palestinian supporters outside. They didn't cover that at all. They didn't talk about the fact that you needed an ID just to enter, but yet they want to give illegal immigrants free voting rights without an ID to show at the polls. They don't talk about nothing else that matters. Is their two talking points are abortion, which Donald Trump is for, and that the fact that Donald Trump wants to get rid of people's freedom is a threat to democracy. But meanwhile, they're the real threats to democracy. Again, I cannot stand the Democratic Party. All of the lies that they have told people, and the fact that people still fall for their bullshit or still sheeps to their lies. A lot of people are waking up. I still believe that Trump is going to win, but there is going to be some rigging coming the election, because I won't be surprised. Hey, Trump is up in the polls. Then then they're going to say, well, we still have to count the mail-in ballots and stuff like that. And then it swings completely to the left in favor of Kamala Harris. Too big to rig. That's why they want these illegals to get voting rights, because the illegals are going to vote for them, because they're the ones who are getting all this free stuff on the government dime. Meanwhile, the middle class taxpayers are the ones who are suffering. They don't give a fuck about the American citizens. They care more about the illegals, because they're trying to replace the illegals over the American hardworking citizens. But let me know what you guys think about the DNC. Did you agree, disagree? I'm here for open discussion and dialogue. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe to the channel. Smash the like button. I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.